Hello, and welcome to Andre's first artist profile for 2014. This is going to be the first full year that I'm going to be doing these artist profiles. I started them kind of in the middle of last year. Now, this is going to be a rather unusual one for what I'm doing because what happened is that I usually do them by birthdays, but there is some, shall I say, issue with the birthday of this man. According to Wikipedia, Jaco Pastorius was born on December 1st, 1951. And while today's birthdays in music, a site I regularly go to get information for this, insists that his birthday was 1951, it lists it as being January 1st. Well, it's probably December. I mean, Wikipedia is not always my favorite source because they're not always accurate, but I can't be sure of the accuracy of the other one either. But anyway, regardless, today I'm starting out the new year with Jaco Pastorius. As a, well, primarily wannabe bass player, Jaco is one of my favorite musicians, not just because of his famous fretless work with Weather Report, but because of his virtuosity and his ability to expand the harmonic language of the orchestration of the bass and his wonderful abilities as a composer in general, not just on the bass. So Jaco Pastorius doesn't have a huge solo catalog because he passed away in September of 1987. But this is what I have of him, and it's pretty much all he ever did. This album was released on Epic Records in 1976, actually before he formally joined Weather Report. And the guest list on this album is incredible. You can see it on the cover. You know, Herbie Hancock, the Brecker Brothers, Lenny White, Don Elias, and flautist Hubert Laws, Narada Michael Walden, even Sam and Dave make an appearance on this. This is a fantastic record. Let's just look at the back for a minute. There's Jaco and his bass. Donna Lee and Come On, Come Over are just spectacular funk numbers. And being a bass player, there's going to be a lot of funk on this. It's just the way it's going to be. So, excellent album. I would more than recommend you picking it up. I think Jaco fancied himself a little bit of a sex symbol at times. Now, flash forward about 6 or 7 years, we have this album, Word of Mouth, from 1981. This album is a completely different animal. There is a guest list. Some of the people on his first album, he'd been with Weather Report for a number of years at this point. A huge orchestra of people. I would say almost 100 guest artists, which if you open this up inside it, you see Jaco there composing. Look at that list. Huge list of musicians on this album. And he does this grand orchestral cinematic fusion album that's one of the most beautiful melodically and harmonically you could ever hear. It's very sophisticated. A musician can definitely appreciate it, but it really speaks to the people, and that's what I always love about Jaco. He can be a virtuoso and still speak directly to any human being, and that's a hard thing to master. A lot of people who try to keep it real honestly aren't that great musically and aren't virtuosic, but Jaco managed to, tread that line extremely well. So that's my tribute to Jaco Pastorius, and I hope all of you have a happy New Year's Day. And as usual, I will see you next time.